Number 10, broad musical exposure. This one here to me is probably the most important. Those kids today, I know that's what I sound like. Kids today, they're not exposed to music like we were. There's not a scarcity anymore. They'll pick up songs that are in TikTok videos or in video games, but it's so fragmented now that there's so many artists everywhere. Everybody's putting out music. It's not as much of a big deal. Remember New Music Tuesdays? Remember when Tuesdays were the day? Tuesdays back in the day, that was the day when if your favorite band was putting out a new album, I remember when Pearl Jam would put out a new album, and Lord, you wanted to be at the record store or you weren't going to get it. There was no online ordering. When Versus came out after 10 with Pearl Jam, man, you better get in line. I'm old enough to where I remember a lot of transitions with how we listened to music. Going back as far as vinyl, I had Michael Jackson's Thriller. There was something about listening to music and looking at the liner notes, and then it went to cassettes and you made mixtapes for your friends. And then CDs, there was that physical artifact that you still, and geeks like me would look at the producers and look at where it was recorded, and you just absorb every bit of it. And you just had time to just listen to the album and really appreciate it. Everything's so fast now that the kids these days, they're at a disadvantage when it comes to that. And it stayed with us longer, and it's tied to so many memories with us. And that will help us in our guitar playing. And another thing is with our ear. There are a lot of these nuances that you probably don't realize. Just because you're not a musician, your ear has developed over years. And if you're hearing things, there might have been a time, the third listen to this song, you heard something that popped out at you because you sat with it, you took time with it. That is a great advantage to have. You'll be able to hear things more clearly and learn the guitar, I think, faster because you'll hear things. It's not so Greek to you.